Welcome to LifePoint TV. I'm Pastor Dale Phillips, your host for LifePoint, your path to real life. We are in a study dealing with how life works. We're using Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 as our centerpiece scripture verse to use as a point of reference for us to understand life lessons. And I want to turn our attention back to verse 28 here. Let me just refresh our memory. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and here's where we left off. Learn of me. We need to learn about life from the life giver. Three things I gave you that you should have on your notes. We need to learn, watch this, his ways, because his ways are not our ways. We need to learn his thoughts, because his thoughts are not our thoughts. We need to learn God's purpose, understand God's purpose, his intention for our life. That's just a good starting point. Those three things are a good starting point. What we need to learn. Now, understand something. It says here in this passage, learn of me that I am lowly and meek of heart. Here's an interesting revelation about this passage. Jesus says that when we learn about him, we're going to learn what his stature is at the time that he came to give us life, what his status was at that time. He says, you will learn that I am lowly and meek of heart. That means he is descended. Watch this. He has descended to the depths of humanity so he could know how, watch this, how we think, what our ways are, and what intended purpose or where we were headed. This is a unique contrast here where Jesus is actually saying, hey, I have come to experience your life. Ooh, to become lowly, to descend from my rank to your place. I have come to not only descend to your status, to become wrapped up in your flesh, to be man like you, to be one with you, even in your flesh. But I've also taken on the status of being meek, humble, not relying on my given strength and authority, but setting aside what I could do so I can accomplish a greater purpose. This is a unique contrast comparing what God has done to become like us. Ooh. But how many of us are willing to do what's required to become like him? Wow, wow. Are we willing? Watch this. He was willing to descend. Are you willing to descend from your personal status, your ladder of accomplishments? You believe that you have climbed up the ladder of success and you don't want to come down. You don't mind, going to church every now and then, but I'm not coming down from my status point. Those who are reliant on your strength, your authority, your ability. Very difficult for us to not only descend, but also to set aside what I have the power and the strength to do, to see or to do a greater work. Wow. Jesus said, yeah, but if you learn about me, you'll learn that I was lowly. When I came to you, I was willing to descend. When I came to you, mankind, I was willing to set aside my power, my strength, my authority so I could do a greater work. Are you willing to learn about me? If you really want to learn my thoughts, my ways, my thoughts, my purpose, it must begin with you and I descending from our earthly status, our personal achievements and accomplishments, my personal strengths and abilities, so I can learn from him. This is Pastor Dale Phillips encouraging you to stay on the path that leads to real life.